Alright, another video responding to some of the trash the amazing atheist has been talking. So in his 666th video, he decided to again malign victims of rape. And there's this. We've all seen people who like being victims. Okay, I mean, my fingernail broke, and I have they'll just tell you stories all day long about how hard and awful their life is, and what trauma they've endured, and how, there's those people. Okay, there's people who show up at the yearly, the plane crashed here thing event, with their wreath of flowers, and it was like the nephew of their great uncle or somebody, somebody they didn't even know, that they didn't even talk to the person their whole life, but they're there, doing the memorial thing because, the horror, the tragedy they've endured. So of course there's people who wallow in being a sympathetic character. All right, granted. All right, so that's one subject. That's a subject. Fine. Talk about people who are, wearing their burdens on their sleeve or whatever you want to do. And you want to ridicule that? Fine. I think it's a waste of fucking time, but fine. But when you sit there and just say all rape victims, essentially that's what he's saying. All rape victims just need to get over it. And then he whines about orphans, but he doesn't say to the orphans, just get over it. It's just so disgusting. Most rape victims, as far as I understand the statistics, don't even talk about it. Don't tell anybody even about it, because they find it, number one, humiliating and degrading, and they don't want somebody else asking them, well, why did you trust that asshole? Well, why did you wear that miniskirt? I mean, it's the same thing Ocean Avani went through. Oh, well, she taped it, so therefore she said put it on the internet. It's just disgusting. I mean, rape can be, there's all kinds of rapes too, which is another part of the, where you just, could he be more ignorant of reality? I mean, there's rapes that leave women with scars, okay, physical damage, that, and just the idea, the whole idea of minimizing the experience and saying, oh yeah, well, it's no big deal having a knife put to your throat and having somebody violate you. Sure, I'd be just fine if some asshole crashed into my house, put a knife to my neck, and started shoving broomsticks up my ass. And I shouldn't be traumatized by that. It's just such bullshit. This, especially when it comes to a person's sexuality. I mean, unlike you, amazing atheist, some people kind of cherish their sexuality. It's a little beautiful thing. They like to keep in a separate place from reality. They like to keep it away from the dirty, stinking, ugly, crappy, shitty world. They don't get off on getting humiliated or on humiliating others, as you have professed to do. So maybe you find the idea of getting raped fun and entertaining. Maybe you have visions of yourself on the floor with somebody with a broomstick up your ass. And you say, yeah, cool. You'd get off on just the fact that somebody would want to go to the trouble, I suppose. That's your business. But don't project your sick psychology on the mentality of other people and say they have no right, their brains have no right to be distracted, damaged, harmed by images that turn everything they cherished into shit. Images they'll never get out of their head. Associations they can't undo. They're always there. They're always going to be there. They can never again see a male organ without thinking of this violator, without thinking of this humiliating moment, without thinking of how awful it was to be so out of control and have somebody else imposing their will on you. You don't know what that feels like. I mean, there's probably isn't a whole lot of people that fuck with some guy who's 6'5" or 6'6", whatever the fuck you are, and 300 pounds. Yeah, maybe you don't get fucked with too much, but 98-pound women do get screwed with. They get physically dominated, and it's probably a really uncomfortable position to be in. It's probably quite degrading and humiliating and fear invoking. And once that something like that's happened to you, yeah, where do you draw your lines of trust? Once you've had somebody abuse you and defecate on you, what do you do the next time? What are you supposed to ignore the risk that exists? Fuck you. It's just, and to use words like you're being empathetic because you're helping women get over it. That's your empathy. Because the sows anyway, apparently need that. I don't know what the fuck I don't even know where you get off even bringing up a subject like this. What the fuck do you know about it? It's just disgusting. So anyway, I don't know if I have to say anything else. I just can't imagine anybody not being able to figure out what it's like to have some real empathy, to sit there and run a little bit of a scenario through their mind, take the ugliest, most degrading human being on earth and have them control your life for 2 or 3 hours. Just imagine what that would be like, and them to strip you of every pretense of your dignity, and them to own you like that. Fuck you. There's just nothing to say if you can't understand that this is, it's a violation. It's just that simple. What's so complicated here? It's a violation. A woman has a right to say, I don't like living under this threat. This is wrong. And they also have a right. Look, everybody should psychologically try to, we could play this argument about what the best human psychology is, whether we should all be delirious little silly happy things, or whether we should be seriously upset and do something about fixing the world. So the fact that some people are traumatized, yes, obviously it's a waste of time. Guilt is a waste of time. Grief is a waste of time. Lots of emotions are a waste of time, theoretically. But we might as well not be human if you're not going to feel them. If you're not going to be able to wallow in those feelings, then how can you wallow in the other passions? How can you get caught up in the cheese chasing? If you can discount the grief and the traumas, the emotional idiosyncrasies that rule in that negative way, then if you're going to be you're complaining of hypocrisy. If you're not going to be a frickin' hypocrite, then you have to scrutinize the desire end of the equation too and say, well, yeah, that's all fucking bullshit too. That's a real waste of time too. We shouldn't be creating another stinking human being on this planet because it's a waste of fucking time. It's just a contrived, idiotic passion that doesn't go anywhere. There's no point in it. The satisfaction is brief and temporary and pointless. Okay, and unsustainable is a key word. So whatever. You can get into that whole psychology argument about what a psychology should do, but there's nothing abhuman, okay, about a woman being emotionally traumatized by violation. And for you to degrade that and to say they're all just playing the victim card, or even suggest that even a high percentage are doing that. It's a tiny percentage of rape victims that end up on Oprah crying, Tiny, 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 minute percentage. So fuck you. You're just such a fucking asshole. You really are. You're a disgusting human being. To even use the word empathy and then to throw that rhetoric, fuck you. Fuck you. It's always, yeah, fuck you. You deserve to get exactly whatever. There's nothing else you deserve. Yes, you deserve everything you deserve. You deserve it. I don't know what to say. How's the best way to put that? You should get, yeah, that's it. You should get everything you've earned, which is shit.